Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the BNR Racing Network as we are live here on a Monday night with our favorite group, the AMS Cup Series. Qualifying is underway. We'll go ahead and go over the race information here. So you see they're at Long Pond, Pennsylvania. A 2.5 mile track. Current track temperature is 106 degrees. Weather is 76 degrees Fahrenheit, 52% humidity, partly cloudy with a 7 mile per hour wind. They do run fixed setup, 70% fuel, one fast repair, and these drivers now do get a limited set of tires, and tonight it is 4. So that'll be that. Well, welcome, Mr. Late.
Mr. Late? Hey, the race hasn't started yet. It's only qualification.
Right, which is always the important thing that matters. Well, besides the race.
Qualifying does not matter.
Of course it does. Everybody likes it.
Look, this past weekend, Verstappen had a 10-place grid penalty. Everybody thought, oh, he's gonna storm his way up through the field. No, he never done did.
That's right.
Anyway, so we're
We can
here
hand
this week
that.
at Pocono.
We can hand that over quite a few races.
Yeah, we could just give the win to Lewis. Lulu, he needs another one. He doesn't have enough trophies.
Well, if it wasn't for who was it, George Russell?
Yeah, he apparently lost. Yeah, he lost 3.5 pounds throughout the course of that race. How does that work? But
I don't know. But Jack
yeah,
Chisholm with another home run, which puts them up 14-4 on the Phillies.
yeah. If they don't go to the World Series this year with this team, there is a major problem. But anyway,
Anyway, I'm gonna quiz you. What are the 3 turns?
so here at Pocono, the 3 turns is modeled after the Trenton Speedway, the oddly weird bent paperclip looking speedway that no longer exists. The back straightaway was a broken dog leg, so to speak. Turn 2 is modeled after the famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the famous Brickyard. And turn 3 is modeled after the Milwaukee Mile, Pocono. And also, if we can get a panoramic view of the front straightaway grandstands, Brian, the grandstands is modeled after Churchill Downs, the famous horse track in Louisville, Kentucky. So,
Well,
yeah,
hopefully
Pocono.
it pans out there.
Yeah, it'll probably need like the blunt view or something to actually see like the church steeples of the basically the mimicking Churchill Downs. Pause the Jeff Hardy theme there. Anywho, so yes, indeed, everybody's setting. I don't think not everybody, but pretty much mostly everybody setting down. Oh, there we go. There you go. You see one of the steeples. There you go. Good shot there.
Yeah, we can go like that. There you go. And there's another one.
Oh yeah, perfect. Nice blimp or chopper cam. Love to see it. And the Pocono Mountains on iRacing at display. What am I trying to? Oh, Twitch. There we go. Anyway, so always wanted to go to a race here at Pocono. It seemed like it would be a fun place to attend.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
I mean, it's average. You really can't see too much.
I
You
bet if you
lose.
sit up pretty high, you could, get a pair of
You
binoculars,
lose.
Brian.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that too. But we're gonna go over the starting grid real quick. So, starting P1 would
Or
be Jason Taylor. P2 would be Jonathan Mazzella. P3 would be Dwayne Furtick. Oh, excuse me. P4 would be Michael Carter. P5 would be Gary Wells. P6 would be Josh Farmer. P7 will be Adam Bolton. P8 will be John Tiller. P9 will be Brandon Moore. P10 will be Michael Cochran. P11 will be Zach Deuscher. P12 will be Aaron Spears. P13 will be Antonio Bonani. P14 will be Philip Bridgman. P15 will be Chris Stang. P16 will be Kevin Trzynski. P17 will be Kent Miller. P18 will be Greg Miller. P19 will be Chris Ostrander. P20 will be Daryl Johnson. P21 will be John Neckrich. P22 will be Jeff Hollingsworth. P23 will be Keenan Miller. P24 will be Paul Krumrie. P25 will be Avery McDonald. P26 will be James Hudson. P27 will be Nathan Lyon. P28 will be Chris Walker. So 28 of these bad boys here tonight, Will.
Pretty fantastic field, I'd have to say. Second race of Season B here in the AMS Cup Series here at Pocono. So,
oh yeah. Howdy, thanks for tuning into the chat. We appreciate it.
so you have contenders all throughout the field here. Pretty much pick your favorite one and follow them throughout the night. 200 miles of asking here. Same distance as last week at Indianapolis.
Grid rolling off here with our grid view camera. Just watch them all kill off. Oh, I said never mind. The hell with that.
Pretty much the same mentality most would think as last week. Also, fuel mileage, also same as last week, 25 to maybe, I think it was, 32 laps last week?
I think so.
So 25, 30, 32 laps, just to see.
Some stressed it further.
Yeah, who's going to be able to do what, really, truly. I think everybody's going to be able to grid, too, so the whole 28-car field is going to be able to grid, I think. That's a plus. Love to see it. 28 strong. JT, Jason Taylor, has the pole, and I can't forget about the other John Tiller now over here as well, so I got to stop calling JT.
Right. We got JT, KT.
Yep.
Anyway, well, 200 miler here. 80
a lot wider.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. A lot wider than last week at the Brickyard, but also you can really trip yourself into a compromise in all three of these corners if you enter wrong, just like last week. And it's very tricky. A lot of shifting is going to be done here this evening. We would have to presume and expect. Also, you got to remember the restarts now this season. Rolling to the initial start. Green flag is out. Restart box, man, they really... I feel like they moved it at Pocono, didn't they, huh?
Yep.
But they moved all the restart zones, I believe.
I think so.
So the first... Everybody getting up through the gear. Oh, man. With a 504... That's a Waste Management sponsored car, isn't it? No, it's not. My apologies. Thought it was. What happens here? So maybe closing rates and just people were going to drive in a bit deeper than others.
Has it slowed it down a little too early?
Oh no, it already happened. Yeah, Kevin just, I don't know if he got hit. We're going to have to ride on board with Kevin and see what transpires there. Oh, I think it's exactly, yeah, Kevin's going to let up, be a little bit passive here, getting into the corner for Bridgman right in front of him. And like he just kind of gets a bit... Would you say just kind of punted by the 14? The 14 was going to drive it in there deeper. I don't think expecting Kevin to really check up for Philip like he did. And just no other really thing else but to really call it, but just gets ran over by the 14.
Well,
I don't know how else to call it there.
that's what I'm gonna say. The 14 was gonna.
There's no give and take by the 14 there going to turn one.
No, he just said, "Excuse me, 99. You obviously stalled out a little bit
Too much for my
early."
liking.
Exactly, and unfortunately, that had happened to the 504. Ended up getting caught up in that shindig there, but
Yeah, well, that's Hollinsworth and the 504,
yeah, but Pocono.
and
I'm just gonna
there was
say
a
it.
few others.
Yeah, it was Pocono.
Mueller
Yeah,
in the 26.
yes, it was him. Mueller, Hollingsworth, and Trzynski.
Pocono, like you're trying to say, Brian, I keep interrupting you.
Okay,
They don't they don't call it the tricky triangle for nothing. Getting into turn one, you really want to give everybody as much room as possible. That's why sometimes in the real world on these restarts, you really see them fan out to try to either, get a jump on somebody, get the position, so to speak, getting into the corner, get the nose on somebody. That way, they have the position, so to speak. And
but
here you just kind of saw Johnson just really not. I don't feel like he wasn't really. I don't want to say he wasn't necessarily looking too far in front, but uh, he also was maybe expecting to drive in there also a bit deeper for lap one, turn one, maybe. It,
yeah. Well, the other thing I was gonna say is turn one. Everybody's lift points are different.
oh
When you
yes,
when
because
you got
it's the steepest banked corner on the track.
yeah, but when you have 28 fellow competitors out here, you obviously are going to have to change the way you get into all the turns and just be aware of your surroundings. Okay, if you see this guy lifting, just lift early. Communicate with the guy behind you. You guys have the push to talk button on your wheels or keyboard, whatever it is. Hey, I'm checking up early for whatever. It will help prevent the I'm going to slam you in the ass and then, you
Yes,
know,
in the buttocks.
and all that other crazy cahoots from there. I think the trickiest turn with these 28 fellers are going to be that turn two.
The tunnel turn, sometimes if you can't get past turn one, yes, the tunnel turn is predominantly the most tricky of them all on the track. I always felt like myself personally, maybe it was either turn one or turn three, maybe, but turn one, I always felt like he had to almost fight it like Bristol, so to speak. But
Thanks for the
you're carrying
follow. Appreciate it.
you're you're carrying so much speed into turn one. So you really want to back that entry up, but the speed you're carrying, by the time you get to the marker boards, it's almost too late. And on the initial start or restart, you're jam packed together, like you were saying, Brian. It's difficult to maybe give or take necessarily, especially on the opening start. So Kevin's going to be 2 laps down. I'm not sure if he just let the car repair itself or not going
I
to
think
use the
that's what he
fast
did.
repair yet. Yeah. Um, so, or at least I know everybody. Hollinsworth and Kevin 1 lap down. My apologies for saying two. So everybody does have one fast repair, in the AMS Cup Series. So you don't necessarily want to use it too early, but
Green flag.
And the green flag's
green
down.
flag.
This is what we're saying, the different lift points and just everybody just going for it. You see here, Will, the side-by-side battle with the 48 and 96 there. Going into the tunnel turn. As they all get clear from there. Now headed into turns 3. All pretty good, nice and even Steven there. And boom. A lot of shuffling back and forth, a lot of shifting.
Yeah, especially, turn 1, shifting down for turn 1. You're probably going to shift up again before turn 2, shift down for turn 2, shift down again maybe for turn 3, then probably shift up a couple of times down this main straightaway. Big gaggle back here. Eighth, ninth, yeah, from 8th on back, pretty much. It looks like, because you have Deutscher, Cochran, or Botten, Deutscher, Cochran, Bridgman, Bonini.
Yeah. You see there, Carter now takes the lead from Taylor, Will. But Taylor was looking to get back to him there. As he looks to go to the inside of Carter. Can he secure the bottom lane, or is the outside lane going to prevail? Looks like the outside lane is going to prevail.
Oh, and Farmers tags the wall trying to kind of follow Carter. It looked like just a little bit.
As we see here, Phillip got shuffled out there, Will. I don't know if he had some slight contact with the wall or not, but he did get that bobble out there. I guess now he did tuck back in line there, so fell to 13th.
And we know how difficult it can be, or how just agonizing it can be, so to speak. Once you lose that momentum here at Pocono, doesn't matter what package, what style of car you're in, once you have to get off the throttle more, or have to let it just coast, or maybe you brush the wall, whatever may happen for you to just lose that rhythm, lose the momentum, it's terrible, because you just feel almost like, you've hit that wall of air, so to speak. That kind of invisible, so to speak, that invisible brick wall, and it's just stalling your run out. But you see here a lot of drivers able to get to the back of others, but just kind of stuck in that dirty air, so to speak. And then that momentum shift, as Taylor and Carter still going at it for the lead. Taylor looking downstairs, trying to do a slide job, but didn't have enough momentum into the corner, as Carter outside still has it. Farmer going to look now to the inside, going into the tunnel turn. And here comes Mazzella. He's going to see if he can follow Farmer through.
Turn 3 is your money turn. If you can hit that, especially on the last lap, it's golden. You don't want to make any slight mistakes or anything like that.
You really want to have a good turn one and turn three. You can almost kind of give up the tunnel turn a little bit because of the little short straight between the tunnel turn and the if you can defend properly on that little short shoot straight, um, then going into turn three, as long as you can have a good turn three, like Brian said, you can set yourself up for that long run down the main front straightaway.
Now, I noticed with these cars that I've seen so far is, you know how you used to hit the apron going down and ride the apron in turn two? Can't do that with these
Mm-hmm.
cars. You now,
Oh no,
you now
yeah
snap loose.
the flat bottom of these Gen 7 Cup cars. Yeah, they don't like that. Anytime you do those type of travelings like that, it just and the car just all of a sudden says, "What are you doing?"
Oh, 17 Wells made some contact with that wall there. As Bolton and Zach Deutscher and Cochran going to get on by Wells. So that'll move them up to 5th, 6th, and 7th. As Wells going to lose 3 spots.
Oh,
Horrible.
Taylor sideways, and he recovers it too. Good thing that the bumps down the apron, way down the flat, didn't upset the car. And it could have been a lot more worse than what it just looked like. That was a terrific save. It's a good thing he could have just overcorrected and came back up. And oh, we have a caution though, as we saw some 3 wideness. Looks like somebody just pulled a Casey Kane impersonation. I think that could be what the caution's for. The 506 of Walker. Yes, indeed. Coming off of turn number 3. No contact is made. He's just going to get loose. He's going to get tight, and then so much wheel is in play here, Brian, that once he finally points off the corner, the car just over-rotates away from him, and he's just going to go for a long baseball slide from third, trying to make it home, but he's going to be called out here. So, oh wow, he gets it back going straight though. That's a good save. He didn't hit anything.
Obviously, if you're trying to lock it down there.
Yeah, but good save. That could have been a lot worse for him in that Voodoo Camaro. So. Second caution of the night coming after this nice little short run here. After the first caution on the opening lap as we got into turn 1.
So the 504 will be the lucky dog here, since he's ahead of, unfortunately, KT. Yep. I'm so used to him being in the 12.
Can we grab Jason real quick and talk to him about that massive moment coming out of turn number 2?
Yeah.
Since we're under caution, we got time real quick. You know it's Pocono. Hey, Jason, got a copy?
Hello.
So turn 2, big moment, just a moment ago there. I just want to take you back real quick and talk about it because that was a tremendous save.
Oh yeah, it's the back end just got out on me. I feel a little rusty to be honest. It's not. I don't know. I need to slow down or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, coming off of the Brickyard last week, this week it's Pocono. 2 similar tracks with long straightaways and awkward turns, right? But vastly different. Indy's so narrow. Pocono, you've got these wide kind of swooping corners at times, but you just never feel like turn 1, for instance. I'm going to get out of here eventually, right? But You say you feel rusty. Like what you struggling with, Jason?
I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm staying consistent. I feel like I'm
Gotcha.
overdriving into the corner a little bit, a little too heavy onto the go, off the corners. Just standard stuff.
I feel like Pocono is one of those tracks that you're not going to have the same lap like twice, maybe every other lap, maybe. But like, is that how you feel?
Yeah, like it's just I don't know. I need to find the rhythm or something real quick here so I can get back to being in the front.
All right.
So
Well, yep,
that's
you're
about it.
you're a pole sitter, man. You got to get after it, man.
Yes, sir. I'm
All
gonna try my best.
right, Jason. No more slidiness. Come on now. Catch you later.
Thanks. I can't promise nothing.
Well, no promises indeed.
Buddy, enjoy the rest of your race.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Back up there with you. Be gone. All right. Now, so we have a handful of guys that pitted. I mean, pretty much everybody except for, what was that, Carter and Botten and Spear. And maybe, I think everybody from Mueller on back are, Mueller, excuse me, Carter, Botten, Spear, Mueller, Wells. All stayed out, right?
I'll let you know in a minute.
All right, thank you.
So from Mazzella, Farmer, Zach, Cochran, Taylor, Wells, Furtick, Bonatti, Miller, Bridgman, Tiller, Elliott, Neckridge, Johnson, Hudson, Ostrander, Paul, Chris, Brandon, Avery, Nathan has all pitted, and Keenan.
So the top 7 stayed out.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're going to get the restart about going back to lap 18, it looks like. Or, excuse me, lap 17. Yeah, I was getting there.
Okay. Just checking.
I thought the safety car was getting to the stripe, but it had already passed. It had way gone. It was already in turn 1. Anyway,
So this could be a little interesting. Top 17. I mean, yeah, top 17. Top 7.
7.
No. Because
Top
Mueller,
6, because
top
somebody just pitted. Walker pitted.
Yeah, because Mueller, Wells, Farmer, Taylor, Mazzella, they all pitted. So top 3.
Oh, okay, so we had some last lap pit takers there. Nice. I like that strategy, Brian.
Yeah.
Especially at a big track like Pocono, you never know when the next caution could be. If, this second caution could be our last.
Yeah. Hopefully, so they can get it all straightened out. But Pocono feels forever whenever you're racing it. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it does. It didn't matter. To me, it didn't matter if it was on a sim or
Green, green, green.
arcade game. It always felt like it was taking a good minute. Indy and Pocono. 2.5 miles, and you're only really pack racing on restarts. So, like, after a while, you start to get spread out. Inside line is pretty congested. Everybody trying to jump down there and find a hole.
Look at that congestion back there coming off the turn there with the camera panned over that way to coming off the turn 1. Everybody loves that low line at the moment. You see Taylor there working on Furtick. He's going to get stalled down a little bit, but Furtick is back to the outside of him.
And Furtick's going to get a heck of a run coming off of turn number 3, but decided to maybe take a look-see, but nothing came of it, unfortunately. He could have waited maybe at least a little bit further down the straight, maybe, but you got to wait. You got to pick and choose your battles. Pick and choose when you want to take a look, because then you might actually have more forward momentum than you had when you just came shooting out the corner, right? Coming into the tunnel turn, everybody with these different distinct lines. As we see a couple just kind of almost have a hospital kick to them. Not necessarily a hospital hop, but...
Yeah. Oh, you see there a little bobble there? All the side drafting going on down there the straight.
And you see, the further back you see the cars coming off of turn 3, the more and more you start to see competitors just be tighter and tighter and tighter, and almost either smack the wall or come very close to it. The further you get to see, especially turn 1, turn 3, you get to see who's actually struggling the most with the dirty air. The tunnel turn, it can be just as bad, but that's the corner you have to back up the most, if any, on the track. Really, I think is the tunnel turn.
I agree. So, what's the closest action to racing we have this week and next week due to not having NASCAR for what, 2 weeks?
Well, the IMSA will be at Road America. I thought they were at Road America this weekend. No, it's our this past weekend. It was this coming up weekend that IMSA will be at Road America. So.
Oh, so it is this weekend.
Yes. I thought it was this past weekend. Yes, SummerSlam is this weekend as well. So.
A lot of action this weekend going on in the lot. Oh, there's the contact. Oh, wow.
Guys, just quickly, just remember, nice and smooth.
Took a lick.
Fluids. Stay by those fans. Do what you can to keep.
And that's one of the drivers I was keeping my eye on, Brian, that was really having some trouble in the outside lane with the dirty air. Further back we kept looking, and going through the tunnel turn here, or excuse me, turn 3. It's turn 3, my apologies. I had my scenery play tricks with me. But looks like, is he going to get help by the 508 floating up the track? And yes, he does. The 508 floats up the track and clips Hudson.
As Brandon goes to the outside. Just
man, Brandon. Yep. Brandon narrowly avoids it. So it looks like is this a 2-car incident, I do believe, so really kind of sucks for Jimmy. He was up there in the outside lane minding his own business. And like I said, the 508 walked it up the track through turn 3 and just clipped that left side, just making Jimmy lose control of the car.
I tell you what, I like that 94 Bolton's car. That reminds me of a truck paint scheme. Who does the safe light? KB, when it was Toyota on the truck, or was that
Chandler Smith?
There you go.
Noah Gregson.
No.
Yeah, Noah drove that, and then Chandler Smith drove it.
I'm gonna tell you again. No.
And then Christian Eckes.
That's Christian. Reminds me of Cameron.
So yeah, those 3 guys, maybe Eric Jones as well, drove a little bit safe. I think he was. He's only been a quarterback for the Browns and the Ravens, right?
And the Jets.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So from 20th on back has pitted. At least that we know of. We might have a couple.
Under this car?
Mm-hmm.
18th on back. 17th on back.
excuse me.
I was just looking.
Yeah, it didn't pop up. My eyes quite didn't catch it until I look up at the other TV like, oh, okay. I said, probably gonna be tricky. It's just you gotta hit your marks, and it's as we always say, Will. It's a very rhythmic track. If you're out of the rhythm, just like Taylor said, it's gonna be a long night for you.
Some people say 6 corners, some say 3. I say 3 corners with 3 distinct straightaways. Like I said earlier, you have to really uh, pick and choose which corners at which times throughout the race you want to like give and take or so to speak attack more and lay off and not necessarily go full beans into all the time. There is a couple of corners here, like I said earlier, turn 1, turn 3, you might want to really uh, full press, full attack. When the tunnel turn, you really can kind of give that up a little bit more. At least that used to be how it used to be. I have not driven Gen 7 Cup cars, so I have experience in everything up to the Gen 6 cars, but that's okay.
You get to see all of us crazies out here doing it,
Right?
and see all the
I got
great
I got
nuggets we have.
I got plenty of clones and doppelgangers out here on iRacing that I can just
Say,
I
hey
can just
man, look,
call.
I did that.
Yeah, exactly. I can just call up and be like, "Hey, so how'd that car handle?" Describe it like pretty rudimentarily,
It's
like
just
how I would.
the dirty air is brutal. Like,
That's yeah. Where is Roberts tonight? Roberts isn't here.
I don't know.
It's sad.
He's probably doing the SOF
What's that?
night, strength of field, which is the beginning of
Oh,
every week. They go to the first race of the new week, which these cars are at Chicagoland.
oh.
Which I did a little
I'd love
test and
to
it handles
see.
great.
I'd love to see a Chicago land race with the Gen 7 cars.
Mm.
It'd probably be a good. It, it'd probably be a good show.
Oh, absolutely, I think. Anyway, pace car is about to peel off for the
Green
fourth
flag.
time in the green rain.
16 laps away from being at the halfway point here.
Can they do it?
Josh Farmer looking for clean air, trying to get to the lead, trying to get to the point. Michael Cochran in the Sinclair machine down low. Has Bonini coming around the outside. Now, Cochran going to fall in line. Oh my goodness. Tiller almost just
Philip
said
almost had a
hello.
hip hap there.
Yep.
Hitting that apron down there.
Apron.
Oh, yeah. That could be brutal, too, in turn 2. You hit it, you're slide. Oh, Bonani.
Wonderful save by the 35 machine and driver. Heck of a save.
Quite a few saves here. I like it. Overcorrection on these cars are brutal too as well. You overcorrect, you better just take your foot off the throttle.
Smooth increments on those wheels. Just trying not to be too aggressive with the turn back, to correct the car.
Yeah. You see Zach Deusser trying to get under a tab. Boy, look at that run he had in that tunnel turn, huh?
Is he going to make it 3 wide? No, he's going to push the teammate there, Philip Bridgman in the 48. Eric Knight teammates into turn 3, trying to go and pass the 504 of Hollinsworth.
Oh, boy, that was close.
Now Hollingsworth looking for a crossover on Bridgman. Tiller looking on Sinclair.
As the 504 getting tied up on Phillip there.
That wasn't going to end well at all.
Really doing a great job, man. We'll keep working on this thing for you. How you doing inside there? You feeling okay?
Hate to see that for Phillip. He had the outside line rolling. And kept it for the most part. I think he might have a broken toe link there. You see him struggling a bit there.
Yeah, the 48's definitely crabbing, Brian. But yeah, Hollingsworth I think just got a bit arrow loose with the 48 on his outside there going through turn one, and just as soon as he started to lose it there, he actually gets arrow tight. My apologies, and then walks it up the track into the 48, and Phillip just nowhere to go but running into the retaining wall to the outside, and it sponges him out of the wall back down into Hollingsworth. Just
Look at that front bumper fly off of Phillip.
I don't know, the 504. Yeah, Hollingsworth kind of just threw it into turn one, hoping to stick. But I don't know if that car was going to stick in a month of Sundays, Brian, because of just Phillips really having the good grip and the momentum on the outside and trying to pin the 504 down there. But
thanks for the follow, much appreciated. We like seeing all those. Awesome job.
Extreme hard racing here. Phillip should still have his fast repair. I'm not 100% sure about the 504 of Hollingsworth. I believe he was caught up in the lap one incident earlier. What happened?
I was saying the name of the follower. You're good,
Gotcha.
Brad. You keep talking.
Well, is there a reason we would need to reach out to you on the on Discord, or you just out there like promoting yourself, or what are you doing there? Walsley, or what? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Sorry for butchering that. My apologies, but
anyway, well, here we see Farmer in the pit, Stang, Cochran, Tiller, Taylor, Farmer, Walker, all those fellows.
Yeah. And with about 52 laps to go, you still need one more pit stop, Brian.
Yes. Like I said, we are not even halfway yet.
Nope, not halfway yet. Fourth caution of the evening. Fourth caution for turn one incident involving the 504 of Hollingsworth and the 48 of Phillip Bridgman getting together. Just hard racing, I guess, really what it boils down to at that present time. Pocono can be a tricky, tough track to pass and complete the pass and keep the competitor at bay once you have completed the pass without them trying to cross over, make a pass attempt back at you. So to defend the pass or make a run back on the outside, that's what we just kind of saw there. Inside, outside type of maneuvers. And then the driver on the inside just gets tight. We have seen that since racing has ever been a thing on just the slightest banked tracks, or doesn't even have to be banked. You can just get some understeer or oversteer fighting at Martinsville, and whoop, right out to the outside competitor you go if there's someone to the outside. So Botten, Mueller, Spear, Carter, Mazzella, that is the top 5. Deutscher, Line, Neklich, Johnson, and Furtick, that's the top 10. Gonna get the restart here to lap 30. Will be 50 to go on the dot. AMS Cup Series. Round number 2 of Season B here in 2024. Jason Taylor, our pole sitter for this race, mired back now in the traffic, in the dirty air, after having some different strategy afoot, trying different things out.
Yes, he is. I figured out how to get rid of that chat down there, just like that.
Well, that's nice, Brian. There you go.
You're always on Twitch, I'm on YouTube, so you can follow.
Green flag.
Oh, the green flag is out. Ten more laps and we'll be halfway. You see there's Zach Deutscher pushing the 96 on by the 98. Oh boy, oh boy.
Caution. Alright, save your stuff, save a little fuel.
506 again.
Well, the AMS Cup Series, they do have a 2 caution rule, if I'm not mistaken, Brian, so how it actually happens in front of the 506, he just happens to be part of it. I think it might have been the 14. Might need to find whoever it was that happens in front, because Wells is an innocent bystander as well. So, yep, here we go. Ostrander gets turn number 2 wrong, and then, Wells gets the corner exit wrong. That hump coming out of turn number 2, where we've seen multiple drivers get caught out here. Oh, and the bumps, Brian. Jason Taylor was able to maneuver over the bumps on the flat, but unfortunately, Johnson not able to. And Avery gets involved. Man, Wells gets hit by the 506 coming down the track. He lost steering more than likely. Elliott, I believe, isn't that Greg Elliott?
In the 8, Greg's in the 8.
Yes.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So, handful of competitors getting caught up, and might as well call this one the big one, Brian.
I'm going to have to agree with you, Will.
Brandon Moore, I think, catching a piece or just going through the grass in avoidance. Greg Elliott, man, with a couple of hard licks there, possibly losing his steering as well.
$32 of 80 in the books. Like I said, tricky triangle. Come out and sucker punch it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what has happened here this evening at Pocono. A lot of these competitors either not able to, you know, navigate or just getting caught out here, really, by some of the bumps or just navigating some of the turns here.
Fifth caution of the night. You see Johnson, Crumry, Walker, Bridgman, Hollingsworth, all in the pits. I tell you what, I know I wouldn't want to be in that back. But technically anywhere on the track you're not safe. Wrecks can happen anywhere throughout the front, middle of the pack, the back. Just all depends on how the hard racing goes, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but you gotta have some give and take. But we have just seen a couple of cautions tonight, just be really because of drivers, like I said, getting caught out either by the track or really the car just navigating the track just wrongly.
Oh, well, next week it'll be interesting. Next week these boys head to New Hampshire. Well, Bridgman, Hollingsworth, and Trozinski are out of the race. Hate to see it for those guys. They were having a good run, but unfortunately not even halfway yet, and unfortunately your night comes to an end.
Green flag.
Green flag back out.
We're going to see some of these drivers that either got their quick fix and got the car repaired or, getting back out here, getting back up to speed. Jason Taylor trying to make up some ground, going through the tunnel turn. Everybody jockeying for position here on this restart.
Six more laps until they're halfway. Technically, can they do it? Can they now get that long stretch in? We'll find out here. Maybe some green flag pit stops. Hopefully we'll see. surprise people there. Brandon Moore and Zach Deuscher in a line there. You see Farmer jumping out of line and get to the bottom of the track. Try to beat Bonani to the turn, but can't quite do it. Now as Farmer puts the block on Brandon Moore. So you got the Fueled Up Motorsports is 3rd, 7th, 8th, and 11th. Teammates in line with each other there, riding on by. Looking to get up there to the other teammate of Nathan. Well, Stang's having a very good run here. I know Indy wasn't really too kind to him, so.
Yeah, Stang having a good, at the moment, stand up top 10 just before the halfway mark.
Oh, I get it. I realized what Neckridge's car was.
It's the Grey Ghost.
Yes.
Button coming down pit lane. Don't know if that's scheduled or
It could be.
what that.
Stayed out a few times.
Okay, 10-4.
I think.
Mazzella taking.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say Mazzella taking over the lead from Button as he takes his car down pit lane. Like you were saying, Zach Deuscher back here trying to lead Brandon Moore through the field, making a look on Bonini. Not going to get there before the tunnel turn though. Everybody filing through as now line having a look on Mazzella for the lead. As back here it is a brawl for just outside, or for 10th on back I should say. As line trying to take it to Mazzella for the lead, but not be able to do anything. And now Fairtech reeling in the 2 leaders. He's got Jason Taylor right there pushing him, and Neckridge, Jason Taylor's teammate, in tow. So Farmer indeed having a moment coming off of turn number 2. But he catches it, gathers it back up, line peaking, but not having anything of it there as well.
Oh, Furtick with a bobble there, coming out of that tunnel turn.
That's going to allow Jason Taylor with a run to get along the outside. What's going to happen? Nathan Line and Mazzella with a bobble out of turn number 3. This is going to allow Line to get a run around. And now Jason Taylor playing the toe, trying to close up, going downstairs. A little bit further back, just peeking through the top 5 and out, seeing where everybody's at the moment. Deuscher and Bonini battling for 9th and 10th. Mueller is in the pits. And of course, I think he's been there for a while. My apologies. Anyway, so Fairtech dropping a couple of positions.
Wow, look at this scufflage.
Yeah, it's a big kerfuffle.
Hey, they finally hit the halfway point. Look at that.
Yes, halfway point is here. 40 laps remaining in this race. we'd suspect, for the most part, everybody still has one pit stop left to make. Everybody that is still out here on track owes us one pit stop.
I agree with you.
Even Botten, Mueller, and a couple of others, they still owe us one more pit stop.
You see Zach Deuscher, trying to take the punch on the teammates there, trying to split them up and break their toe as they have going on. You see a lot of Zach Deuscher side draft there, trying to stall them down, but Tiller keeps jumping to the outside lane to get Stang to stay right where he's at, Will.
Yes, as long as that car that you're battling with, that you're trying to side draft with to stall out, gets tow or gets that momentum help, gets that drafting help from the outside or whichever lane you're a part of, if you can help them, then it doesn't really matter. They can be getting side drafted all day, but they're gonna get help. So as you see the battle for the lead intensifying, Taylor taking it to line now, side by side for the lead. Farmer in the catbird seat in third position, watching the lead unfolding as they are coming up on, I believe that's Mueller. It is Mueller in the 26 machine. He just pitted a moment ago. He's on a different strategy. Oh!
Nathan.
Line. That is some hard contact out of turn number 2, but he keeps the lead at the moment going into turn 3. Farmer looking, but not there. He is 2 car lengths behind. Now 1, closing out of 3. What's he going to do coming out of turn number 3? As Hulkamania is running wild. So, can't use that too many times. We'll get copyright strike probably, so Hulk Hogan will definitely want that back. Josh Farmer taking the lead away from Nathan Line, putting a slide job on Nathan. Now Jason Taylor looking to attack. Look at this just big skirmish back here for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. I mean, it's here. It's back here. Look at it. If you can't look at it, I'm sorry. Not trying to, be, at least you can hear it. I'm doing I feel like a decent job trying to paint a decent picture. It's not the best picture. It's not a Bob Ross painting, but...
Oh, Bob Ross.
Yep.
How you never go wrong with him, I guess. Today, we're going to paint a picture.
Nathan Ryan looking back on the inside of Farmer, going downstairs in turn 1. As Furtek back here hampering Mazzella. Oh, man. Mueller. I believe that's not Mueller. That's Line. Nathan Line having a moment in turn 1. He's getting swallowed up now by the Hungry Hippos. Jason Taylor now taking the lead back away. Nathan Line, like I said, he's getting swallowed up now. He's just getting eaten up now. 3 wide. Going into turn 3. Look at that. Taylor now to the lead, being oppressed by Farmer.
Oh, here we go.
3 wide again. Yep. Down the front straightaway.
I'm trying not to take away.
Neckrich, Deuscher.
Too wide now.
Yep. Nathan Lyons somehow able to recover.
Well,
Farmer has the lead momentarily.
Yeah. We can try to crank it up real quick. There's just a lot of action going on. I hate to take it away from everybody. Once we wait till after the pit stops to where they get spread out enough.
I mean, we could do it right now while everybody's still battling, racing. I don't know.
Alright, we'll do that.
If there's a caution, we'll cut back in, as old AB would say.
Yep. Alright, there you go. We're going to give you your crank it up section of the night. Hope you guys enjoy the sounds from Long Pond, Pennsylvania, the tricky triangle of Pocono.
Well, Brian, with 25 laps to go, and we're still expecting a handful of drivers to make their final pit stop of the evening. We've already seen about half the field make a pit stop, or at least a quarter of the field remaining make a pit stop for their final pit stop of the evening with 25 laps to go.
Oh yes, we were doing that little.
It started with Mazzella. He started the whole final pit sequence with about 31 laps remaining. So he undercutted for sure. He started it way early. And as we were riding on board with a handful of drivers, you saw how easy. It's extremely not difficult at all to just run wide on the exit and just briefly skim the wall, as you see here on that lap. A handful of drivers pitting with Stang, Deutscher, Tiller, Miller, Moore. And I wouldn't be surprised if one or two of those competitors might have gotten caught with a speeding penalty entering pit lane, entering the fast lane there. So don't be surprised at all if you see one of those drivers go down a lap from maybe serving a penalty. Yes, Brian.
That's the other difficult part. So when you exit the pits, it just shoots you straight up into turn one.
Yes.
So now you've got to be aware of how you enter back on the track. And so far, these drivers got it good at the moment.
Most racing leagues and most racing series globally or around the world, or since most of the dawn of time, right? Cars at speed have the right of way. So you have to be mindful and aware, right? Like you're not just supposed to let somebody coming out of pit lane just, here, come on in. You don't need nobody Kevin LePage in you either, That's pretty much what he is unfortunately kind of known for ever since he did that back in, I want to say that was like 2007, 2008.
I want to say 07.
I think it was 07. It might have been 06 actually, but I think it was...
That was brutal.
It was.
That was ugly.
It was.
I thought.
Just go on YouTube and just type in, Kevin LePage. Talladega.
That's it.
Yeah, it was a Talladega.
Yeah. I said Steve Park, and Steve Park took that nasty.
Yeah, Steve Park and Dale Jr. here at Pocono. Yeah, that was a shunt. Elliott Sadler.
Furtick.
Oh, he saves it. Okay, that's good. Wonderful save. I believe Furtick is like his profile picture there looks like he's like an esports driver of some sort.
It does.
Like a former esports driver.
Professional in how he sets up his stuff.
Yes.
I know he's very well mannered, that's for sure. But you see Furtick there inside the 66 and neck ridge has Bonani.
3 wide.
3 wide.
Furtick starts to back out of it, but then Bonini looked like he was going to as well once the run, but looks like he might be the victor in that 3 wide shenanigan there. Love the racing even after the pit stop. Everybody funnels back to one another, and we still have this awesome racing that we have been speculating or spectating. Excuse me. We would be seeing. Oh, even throughout the little crank it up segment. Oh, and then it comes to an end right here.
Oh.
So
20 to go, Will. Ah,
ultimate commentator's curse, if it truly is one. We were talking it up so well, so well, so well, and it had to tragically end. Just looks like Bonini gives Neckridge a bump through the tunnel turn, or going right on the entry of the tunnel turn, and after that, he never could recover from that. He's struggling the entire time on corner exit through the corner, and it finally just snaps away on him and up into Bonini. They touch again, and then bam into
Furtick. So it looked like
Furtick.
so now, as soon as we came back to it, it looked like Bonini was trying to move up a little bit, but I guess he realized it was too late because Furtick was there. Because as soon as he got hit in the right side quarter, it sent him down into Neckridge. So I guess Bonini was gonna slide up in front of Furtick, but couldn't quite get it
I don't
clear.
think. I'm not sure if these drivers were involved in any prior incidences or not. So
No.
I think they should still have, their quick repair is what I'm trying to get out my mouth.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I hate to see it for them. They were racing hard, just like
Yes,
anybody else.
we had just completed our final pit stop of the evening. Elliott was in, I believe, was in the lead. Our running order has been jambled here, I believe.
I think it has, because I know there was
Elliott
a
was
few
not in the
drivers
lead,
making
I don't
the
think.
pit stops.
Yes. Topping off, maybe getting another set of tires here. I'm not sure what the tire restriction was for this race. I think it might have been 4 again this week.
Yeah, I think so. What you see here, Elliott pitting. Taylor's going to come in one more time. Zach playing mind games there. Said, nah, I'm going to stay out. Oh, so did Taylor. What a doozy that is, huh? So I want to say they'll come back to green with 16 to go.
Bit of a etch-a-sketch night for so many competitors in this field. Everybody's been traveling back and forth through the grid. Everybody's, like I said, it's going to be hard to try to find a competitor or driver in this race this evening that hasn't made their way at some point through the field. So, like you said, next week we will be on to New Hampshire, one of the flattest tracks that any league goes to.
Carlos Sainz is going to drive for Williams.
Man, that's old news.
I don't
That
pay
was
attention.
announced. Well, that's been one of the worst kept racing secrets this year. Once it was finally leaked, I don't know, almost a month ago. It was heavily rumored, about 3 weeks to I would say almost a month ago. And I kept finding memes and a bunch of other stuff with Carlos going to Williams and stuff, and I'm like, oh. Anyway, and then turned out it was true. It was officially released today, right? But yeah, man, that's. I feel like this is my opinion about the F1 grid. I feel like there could be more teams in F1 and Formula One competition if like they'd actually let more teams be in F1. Look at the grids in F2 or Formula 3. Look at the Porsche Carrera Cup grids that race sometimes along side Formula 1 on the same weekend, right? Like, it's crazy that you only want 20 cars, 10 teams on your grid, and anybody that tries to come into your series, you blackmail them, you whitewash them, you gaslight them, you befriend them, but then you stab them in the back to try to make them not want to be there no more. Right? Like F1 is the biggest scripted political racing series in the world, but yet we still find it intriguing and watch it. But anyway, I think half of the drivers that are on the grid right now in F1 should not be there, and they should be replaced with drivers that have either deserved like won F2, F3 championships but didn't get an F1 ride. Like, that's just my opinion. Restart here at Pocono. It looks like getting awful cloudy, Brian.
Sure
Or is that just my imagination?
No, it looks like Zach Boyce here on the inside of Farmer as they go into turn
Number one. That's turn one, Brian.
I know, I'm so used to other tracks here.
Jason Taylor playing the toe. He's trying to break the draft of Farmer, not give none to Farmer. Zach all down there by him lonesome. Mazzella, next car that would be in line down the straightaway. Zach now to a Farmer. Oh boy, tight racing here, going through turn number 3. As now Glacier has gotten to the inside of Farmer down the main straightaway, side by side. Jason Taylor still with the lead. He has about a 5 to 4 car length lead at the moment as they continue to battle behind. Haven't talked much about Brandon Moore tonight, but there's Brandon Moore.
Yeah. Quiet little snake here.
And oh my, still tight, stiff competition, tight racing going on here at the Tricky Triangle. 3 wide, man, they're pushing and shoving, argy-bargy going on. Greg Elliott getting his elbows out, or he's trying to. Contact being made. Wells and Miller. Oh, Moore being involved. Not actual Moore, but Greg Elliott. Greg Elliott going to be furious after losing his front clip, after having to be caught up in a total of, I believe, 3 incidences this evening. He's getting his elbows out, like I said, got some argy-bargy going on, and then it just never stopped. It just don't stop till you get enough. And then Wells, he runs out of real estate, runs out of track, bam, hits the safer barrier. I think, no, doesn't. Wells and Miller just have a come in together. I had a come to Jesus meeting, and all of a sudden, Greg Elliott, who kind of caused this, nowhere to go. That's, I don't want to say instant karma, but that's instant karma. Really, like, man, hard racing, but that is the net result of hard racing at times. 3 into 1, as they always say, doesn't always turn out the best, and whenever you're getting your elbows out, doing that old argy-bargy, as old Calvin Fish would say, it almost never is going to be a good net result, right? It's going to turn out somebody's going to have a black eye, a monkey wrench might get thrown, tempers may get flared. So we have a handful of drivers out of the race. I want to say at least 6, We have Crummel, Johnson, Walker, Bridgman, Hollinsworth, and Trzynski.
Oh, yeah. I think we'll come back to 10 laps to go, so it'll be a 10 lap shootout. Maybe.
And at the moment, the top 10 is Taylor, Farmer, Stain, Deutscher, Michael Cochran in 5th, Tiller, John Tiller, Carter, Moore, Mazzella, and Spear. And it rounds out the top 10. AMS Cup Series here at Pocono. 7th caution of the evening.
Been a doozy.
Season B of 2024 here. And it's still anyone's ball game. We are just in our 7th inning stretch, I would say. Still a lot of miles left. Oh, man. A lot of fakerage. A lot of fakerage going on.
That's what I said. I'm like, oof. By the Fords. All 3 of them. Taylor, Stain, Deutscher.
Yeah, it looks like 10 laps to go, and we'll get the green. So we're going to pace for 2 more here. So, yeah, New Hampshire, one of the shortest, flattest tracks on the schedule. That's next.
Mile track.
Mile track, thank you. It's not really one of the shortest. You know, they get about
Well,
like 170, 175, 165 down the straights, and about an average of about I want to say like 130, 125 at New Hampshire. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's what it boils down to, because in the corners you're like 110. Anywho.
Probably a little bit under that.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't driven Gen 7 car at all, so.
To get the turn, you're a lot slower than that, like maybe in the 90s. Unfortunately.
Like Taylor may pick the outside lane here on this restart. Yes, he will. So. New Hampshire next week, we're going to have a lot of chances to see a lot of tire slippage on the restarts, especially I feel like turn 2 is Calamity Corner with these Gen 7 cars after watching a handful of New Hampshire races there. So. Gonna either be a 10-lap shootout or a 10-lap sprint to the finish here. One of the two. After we are getting done working our 7th caution of the evening, pace car lights are off, and it almost looks like the sun is trying to set here at the Pocono Mountains, so it's sweating bullets.
Yeah, I'm sure those drivers are getting a little antsy there.
That means that our time in the broadcast booth is going to run out of here if the sun is going to set. Avery, what you got the accelerator at, bruh? The sim, you know what I mean? Anywho, so, well, yeah, but you know, like the time accelerant. But all right, I had a Biden moment. Okay, green flag back out in the air. Here we go. lights
Zach
are.
ain't got no help.
Anyway, I can't talk. Yes, indeed. Man, what a restart by Taylor. Yeah, Zach got swallowed up. Farmer shot up to the outside. Everybody a bit further back. That camera had a special moment there. He's going to have to go find a cup. So, going into turn 2 here, like you said, you don't want to clip that apron. If you do, you'll shoot yourself in the foot. Shoot that car right across the track and into a fellow competitor, maybe a catch bench, you never can tell. Oh, Taylor, way wide, way wide. Don't know if this was from Stain coming in to say hello, but getting a good run now out of turn number 3. Stain getting in line, gonna get a toe. Is he gonna pop out of line? No, he's gonna stay in line. As Zach is downstairs. Still, no really help. He's having to pick and choose his battles, pick and choose the help he goes with. Taylor in a defensive line, riding on board with Carter. That's his point of view. Okay, now we're just trying to find people. Thank you, Brian. That was Botton's last point of view. Oh my. The tunnel turn always looks a bit hallucinating.
That's the random camera thing it has.
Oh, that's just iRacing being a grade C TV director there. Gotcha. It's not too bad being like an animated like TV director, but it wants to like choose everybody to look at. Like it's like, oh my goodness, there's so many cars here. Like, it's like I'm only an AI. What do you want me to do?
Right.
Jason Taylor defending that lead from Stang. Chris Stang all over the back. Oh, look at Farmer. Farmer getting a run through turn 3, but I'm not sure if it's going to get stalled out or not. Deutscher looking downstairs of Farmer. Farmer going to maybe get compromised here as everybody goes downstairs for me a moment. Now back upstairs. Oh, look at that. Is that who I think it is? It is who I think it is. It's Brandon Moore making his way into the picture now. Might have to start calling him David Pearson. Showing up whenever that pay window finally starts to open slowly but surely, but don't call him Shirley. Going into the tunnel turn. Oh, he blinks for a moment, mere moment, but he's back. Putting a slide job on John Tiller. Now sets his sights on the 3rd and 4th place battle going on between Farmer and Deutscher, but Tiller's not going to let it rest as the battle for the lead is intensified. Staying side by side with Taylor. Taylor not trying to let it die. 3 competitors here battling for 3rd position, the final step on the podium. Who gets to talk to us first? Farmer, Deutscher, Moore loves to talk to us. He's pretty bummed he didn't get to talk to us last week probably. He's like, oh my. Now, looking at it now, they are going every which way but loose. Even some going a little bit loose. How many more song titles can I rip off here in the closing? How many laps do I have? 5. Yep.
75.
So, Brandon Moore giving. Oh! Man, Farmer shut the door on Zach there, going into 3, trying to reel in Stang. Everybody 3 wide, a little bit further back, 4 wide. Man, love to see it at Pocono. Plenty of room. We're still kind of looking, peeking. Oh man, it's got to funnel up sometime. Oh man. Greg Elliott, man on a mission. He got red in his eyes or something. He's trying to get everybody.
that
Oh,
bobble.
Brandon Moore with a twitchy twitch. Yep, big bobble. That's going to open the door for Carter and Farmer to get back by. Moore thought he had those two disposed of, but not quite. Now Moore's going to run wide, almost clipping the wall. What we talked about earlier about that arrow tight coming out of turn number 3, I was not kidding. Taylor staying still going at it. Deutscher third position at the moment. Everybody needs a good strong points day here. Second race of the season. You don't want to lose too much ground to start off with. Now, you know, they do take provisionals if you need a provisional, but you never want to take one. Here we go. Coming to 3 laps remaining.
Boy, these boys are spicy.
Spicy, dicey, slicey, all around. You got to remember, though, there can be only one winner. Everybody else is just a loser. That's what is considered in the sport of stock car racing and in the hearts and minds of many. Side drafting going on. Deutscher and Stang side by side. Deutscher really trying to get to the point, and it's been a struggle for Deutscher all night long.
I don't think
man.
Yet, but he got clear.
Deutscher is going to have a push now from Stang once Stang gets clear. Carter looking. Contact's going to be made. Are we going to see a green-white checkered? Oh, Stang puts it back straight. He walls it, gets it going straight. I think everybody keeps it straight.
Yeah.
No caution. No caution. 2 laps remaining at the stripe. Carter really threw it in there. Sinclair back there trying to save it. 3 wide going on.
2 laps to go. Can Brandon lock down third place from Carter will? As the next time by they will take the white flag. As Brandon hits the wall there. But Carter
Jason Taylor trying to break the toe. He had a moment coming out of turn number 1. This is going to allow Deutscher to get up there to him. He did not break the toe successfully enough. Man, oh man, everybody's right on now. On everyone's backs.
Look who's
no one giving an inch, that is for sure. White flag waving off of turn number 3. Once the leader gets there, Barney the flagman will be waving it. You will see it. Everybody jockeying for position on this final closing lap here. Pocono, Pennsylvania, everybody. This has been one terrific race, caution-filled race, but nevertheless, a terrific Pocono race. What more could you ask for, especially now, 2.5 miles to settle it. Going down Long Pond straightaway for the final time. Who will have it? Brandon Moore could be in the catbird seat with Red Farmer. I just called him Red Farmer. Anyway, going into turn 2. Farmer around the outside. Oh, look at the battle for the lead. Deutscher gets around the outside of Jason Taylor. Jason Taylor fighting back to the inside. They're gonna touch. Oh, they're rubbing together. Here comes Farmer on the inside. Oh my goodness. Farmer's gonna get it. Farmer takes the checkered flag. Man.
What a heartbreaker. But a great race. The Farmer.
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
This happened a little bit back.
Yes, a little bit further back line. Oh man, just chaos on the final lap. Tragedy everywhere unfolding. As drivers trying to get all they can get with this very just great tight racing here at Pocono. Just like I said, what more could you ask for? Looking back again on the final turn, Taylor just gets tight underneath Deutscher, just completely. 8 tires are better than 4, and then Deutscher comes off the corner, just completely, just gets into and kind of hooks Taylor back. That's for taking me to the wall, Deutscher says, and then. Farmer and everybody comes down. Greg Elliott comes back, and Greg Elliott will finish in 4th position after being caught up in 3 different incidences. We thought he was done after that 3rd wreck. Wow.
Great race. Great race.
Greg Elliott, whose steering was knocked out at one point, had to use a quick fix, had to set in the pits and repair that front clip after losing it on another wreck. Oh my god! Wow, that's I want to put. I almost want to give Greg Elliott driver of the day, in my opinion. But man, oh man, so much to unpack, unfold, unwind as we have seen it here happen this evening. As Josh Red Farmer burning it down. That's now his nickname. It's now Red Farmer. So man, wow.
That's what you
Josh
get
Farmer.
for end of the race battle. It was very tight. It started to intensify. What, 7 laps ago, 6 laps ago, roughly there. Then
What's that song in Greece that John Travolta sings?
I got you. They're multiplying.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, it's electrifying.
There you go.
So yeah, that's what the end of this race was. Josh Farmer, Michael Carter, Brandon Moore, that's the podium finishers. Greg Elliott, Zach Deutscher, that's top 5. Jason Taylor, Avery McDonald, John Tiller, Dwayne Fairtech, Antonio Bagnini, top 10. Michael Cochran, John Neckridge, Kent Mueller, Aaron Spear, Chris Ostrander, Keenan Miller, Nathan Line, Adam Botten, and you got the rest, Brian.
Yep, Jonathan Mazzella, Chris Stang, Gary Wells, James Hudson, Paul Crumry, Daryl Johnson, Chris Walker, Jeff Hollingsworth, Philip Bridgman, Kevin Trzynski, and that will be it for that. Alright, let's straggle up these fellers. And we'll start with B. Moore.
Yeah, get the fantastic Brandon Moore this evening, imposing as Dale Jr. Dale, got a copy.
Dale's got a copy.
Wow.
Interesting. So,
What an exciting
final
finish to a race.
Good Lord, that was freaking crazy.
Final 10-lap sprint to the finish here at this 2.5-mile facility turned into, like I just said, a sprint. And we thought, I thought we were going to see a green-white checkered there, at least one attempt at a green-white checkered going through the tunnel turn, but nothing came of it. Chris Stang able to keep it straight somehow or another. But man, oh man, you just had to talk to us this evening. It seemed like finishing third. I
let it all hang out the last 5 laps.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. We saw you just slicing and dicing, just doing what you do, right? And what did you think whenever it was all unfolding around you, and it looked like Vietnam movie scenes getting to a chopper, right?
Good. Yeah, it was kind of nuts. That was tight quarters racing at such a big facility. Everybody's on top of each other. Everybody's trying not to kill each other while trying to, advance their position, but just hard to pass. So I mean, there's a lot of taking and not a whole lot of giving.
It seemed like it was a struggle, especially for you this evening, Brandon. You kept being caught out with kind of like the cautions and just getting trapped in the dirty air. It seemed like, but you finally made that push there towards the end.
Yeah, we had a good late race push there. Car drove pretty good. It started building free the last couple laps on the exit of the corners, which we managed, and we about gave away the podium, and then somebody gave me the podium back, so we're
Right.
good with the podium.
Vital thoughts, shout outs, anything else you'd like to add? And what about New Hampshire next week, man? It's a
I'm
place
looking
that
forward. Yeah, give me New Hampshire.
There you go.
That's a good track for us.
Brandon's a dominant force when it comes to New Hampshire. He knows how to finesse that track pretty damn good.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to that. That should be a good run. So we're looking forward to that. But yeah, just thankful for teammates, thankful for the league, for the broadcast booth, and thank all the competitors. It's a fun race, and boy, am I sweaty.
It might have been 7 cautions, but hey, it was an exciting one to call.
Oh, it was fun. I guarantee it's fun to watch and call. I can only imagine.
It was. Well, Brandon, thanks for talking to us. Congratulations, bringing it home, P3, and we'll be catching you next week in New Hampshire.
All right, that sounds good. Y'all have a good night.
You too.
All right. Now,
Call Carter. See if we can find him.
Mr. Carter in that 98 5-hour Energy Toyota. Being Eric Jones. Nope, not there this evening.
So we'll be talking to Mr. Farmer. It's always nice to talk to Josh.
Heck of a man. Call him Red Baron.
That's right.
Hey, Josh Farmer.
What up?
What up?
What a race.
What a fantastic race. You got a couple of new nicknames. I called you Red Farmer in the closing couple of laps. And then I saw the color of your car. I'm like, man, the word red just anyway. And then man, Red Baron, like you just swooping out of nowhere.
He said Red Farmer.
Yeah.
I'm like, there you go.
Yeah, anyway, so yeah, Josh, you were up here all night, just up here throwing your name in that hat, right? Of you're gonna have to maybe go through me to maybe get this win. And Taylor and Deutscher got together. They were duking it out like it was Wild Wild West. And you had one of the catbird seats there in the closing laps there, Josh.
Well, I got into turn 1. I think I was in 3rd, and I hit the paint on turn 1 and got loose and fell back to 5th, so I thought I lost it there. But I figured this was such a drafting track, if I could stay up there with him, I'd have a chance. And then I didn't know if anybody was going to catch Taylor, but when I saw how close they were, I knew I had to be in 3rd, and it just worked out that way. I'm usually the one spinning on the front stretch. I'm not usually the one winning.
Right? Like, you do, yeah, right? You normally get caught up in all the melees, man. Like, it's amazing you didn't really get caught up in nothing tonight. You were either ahead or, like, almost away from it all, just about. Like, I don't think you got... I don't remember seeing your Van Halen car get caught up in nothing tonight.
No, he was mostly up towards the front.
Yeah, so
fuel strategy probably towards the back, but
right.
strategy worked out well for me how I wanted it to. So
exactly, because that's really one of the main factors you always have to have in the back of your mind is, all right, I can't let myself get caught out on that old fuel game, right?
You must have got paranoid there because you did slide coming out of the last turn on the last lap.
Well, I was like, man, I may actually catch up to him. And I was like, well, don't wreck. So I about slid it out there. I about gave it away.
And just what about that finish? What did you think maybe you might be too close in case they did get tangled? Did you think you could get in it, or did you think you were safe?
Well, for a second, I thought I could make a legitimate pass on them because they were slowing themselves up so much. I thought I made it pretty wide, but then I saw them hook, and there's so much room on that front straightaway. I just turned her left, and I knew I had it won because there's so much room up there.
Well, Josh, next week's New Hampshire, we go from narrow to wide, back to narrow, kinda-ish, with and it being kind of a short track, mile track, New Hampshire, flat. What's the battle plan, game plan, everything going into next week, New Hampshire?
Well, with the win under the belt, I think I do okay at New Hampshire, so we'll just try to keep it up front again, see if we can't steal another one.
Oh, yeah, man, just kind of like cashing in the money in the bank, so to speak, in a WWE terms. Anyway, so final thoughts, shout outs, anything else you'd like to add there, Farmer, before we let you go celebrate?
Oh, got the anniversary coming up this weekend, so I can say happy anniversary to the wife, and then we'll see y'all next weekend.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And you
Well,
guys
happy anniversary indeed.
have yourself a great anniversary, and you go ahead and enjoy this win, buddy.
All right, thanks, guys. Talk to you later.
Yep.
That is our winner for this evening, Josh Farmer. Wrapping things up here tonight at Pocono. Man, what man, doesn't disappoint, I'd have to say. I love Pocono. Always some great racing, Brian. Next
Always.
week, Loud, New Hampshire. This week, SRU Xfinity
There's
somewhere. Yeah, I don't have the schedule pulled up, or else I would. But SRU Xfinity Wednesday coming at you, 7 o'clock Central, 8 Eastern. Anyway, myself, Brian Hunt. We'd like to thank all the drivers coming out in the AMS Cup Series, putting on the show for you guys. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a show to put on. Anyway, also like to thank you. Thank you, Brian. That's right, Talladega. I should have known that. Thank you. Talladega. So that's where we will be Wednesday, bringing the action to you there from virtual Talladega, Alabama, from the Talladega International Forest. Anyway, how do you get... Never mind, we're not going to go down there. So, we'd just like to thank each and every one of you coming out, spectating, cheering on each one of your favorite drivers, mainly in your head because you don't really do it in the chat. But, until next time, next Monday, New Hampshire. I'm always ahead of myself, ain't I? New Hampshire next week here, AMS Cup Series. Until we meet again, I'm turning into Brian. Good night. Have a